Welcome to another PLA podcast episode. We have Sravan Pesari here today as our guest. It's such a treat and such an honor to have you, Sravan. Welcome.
I'm so excited, Dania, and thank you so much for having me on today's PLA podcast. Really excited about it.
Oh, truly looking forward to it. For our guests who don't know you, I'd love to formally introduce you. So I'm just going to take a couple minutes. Meet Sravan Pesari, a data and business intelligence analysis from with 13 years of experience in IT across industries including gaming, retail, finance, banking, and insurance. Passionate about turning raw data into insights using modern tools and AI technologies to drive smarter business decisions and real world impact. Born and raised in a small village in southern India, where early years were spent helping his parents in agriculture, instilled values, hard work, patience, and resilience. He holds a master's in computer applications, which gives him the foundation to transform his passion for data into a career. Inspired by a college professor who revealed the power of numbers and data as tools to influence lives and businesses, igniting his curiosity and career in analytics. Believes in the art of talking to data, uncovering patterns and trends that guide organizations towards meaningful growth and smarter choices. Sravan, it's wonderful to have you on here today for the PLA podcast. Welcome once again.
Thank you, Dania, for a wonderful introduction.
It's a true treat to have you on here. So I wanted to take our audience a little bit back in time and take you back in time and really start at the very, very beginning of your story. If we were to go at the very start of your career, how did it start? And what is one piece of advice you would have loved to hear knowing everything that you know today?
Yeah, I started my career with one of the startups in 2012 as a SQL developer. So where I learned so many things. How the first one is that how we can give the better solutions for the customers with minimal efforts and minimal resources. Because as that is the startup, I think I am the third employee after the founders. So that's where I learned how best we can give the solutions to the customers. Then I had a chance to work on different industries like banking, finance, gaming, and insurance industries. Then I moved to one of the MNCs. There I had a chance to dealing with international clients like UK, Canada, and United States. That's where the spark lightened me to explore the things to international exposure, how the industries work. So that's where I mostly curious to know the how the startups in Silicon Valley became world class leaders today. So that's where mostly my career going to uh, transformational change to the data side.
Incredible. And I love that inspiration and that curiosity from, your experience with startups and the resilience that it takes, not only resilience, but staying positive in situations where you're thinking, wow, all odds are against us and really making our way through and the being resourceful and adaptable is something so key in the startup world, which is something and a true muscle that serves us in every industry and every facet of our career moving forward after that.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious if you were to go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice, what would you give yourself?
Yeah, if I would talk to my younger self, I would say a couple of things. The first one is start learning quickly, very fast to the technologies. Not only the technologies, there are different things which help you in the career, like leadership, the art of storytelling with data, and the networking and the proximity. So these are all the key things you have to adapt as early as possible. And the second one is don't fear to make the mistakes in the process of learning because those are the steps in the process of learning. But you have to take the experience and do not repeat that mistakes for next time. So I think those are the two key things I would suggest my younger self. So if I would start my career with these two uh, key skills, I think I would have reached the stage very fast and very quickly. But still, I don't have any regrets. I am so glad, I am happy, and I am so grateful that there are a lot of opportunities came into my way and how I became today what I am. So
Incredible. Savannah, I think you bring up some really key elements and key points. That piece around learn quickly and be fearless in failing. Like, allow yourself to fail over and over again because you'll learn so much more through that failure. And the reality is when we're new to learning and we are quick at learning, the reality is we have to be used to failing because that's part of the learning process. And I think that's so
that,
key. So many of us are so afraid of a failure and in some ways hesitant to learn because we are afraid of failure in some ways, that we delay the process that is inevitable and part of the journey.
exactly.
Incredible. I'd be curious, there have been these amazing lessons, these great opportunities. I'd love to hear about the challenges. What were the most difficult parts of the journey and how have you overcome them? But what were those difficulties? Like, what were the things that you were struggling with along your journey for the audience to kind of, connect to you on another level?
Yeah, I would say for everybody's life, my life is also not a straight exponential line. I have ups and downfalls as well.
Of course.
So it if I went to my school days, so I got fail in one of the subjects in my plus one.
Mm.
So that's where my father was very angry, and because there is meaning, because they are doing hard work, everything for their kids. But there are a lot of factors for that. Even from I came to Telugu medium to English medium, that is the first time I am studying in English. But whatever the reasons, but I failed.
Mm.
That's when I realized that how the parents will take the pain if the
Mm.
child's fail in their career. So then I realized, and I embraced that fact that I need to be study. I need to go in my career. So that's where then I embrace the fact I need to study and grow faster in career. Then from that onwards, I didn't look up back for any subjects in the till my masters.
Wow.
Then in my career also, for I started my startups with startups everywhere. When I go to the different clients, I
Mm.
face the challenges to embrace the new infrastructure, new people, new policies, new processes. And even initial days, I was facing many issues with my communication as well.
Mm.
So I am revealing that with vulnerably that I had lost a lot of opportunities because of my communication as well. So these are all the downfalls, but I didn't give up. I embraced and I learned from each of them, each my mentors and my peers, my colleagues. So and I try to transform myself day by day to become what I am today.
Incredible, Sravan. I love this story that highlights a key point from your childhood. In some ways, it makes me think that even when the odds are stacked against you, the importance of taking responsibility and staying dedicated to the work and your commitments is so important. And to learn that from an early stage and an early age is so important and has in some ways served you, as I've noticed through your story since then, truly.
Yeah,
I'd love to hear a little bit more about your upbringing. Your parents seem to have incredible values and truly valued education, as you had shared with me pre-podcast. Would love to hear more about it.
sure, then, yeah. So it's a wonderful opportunity to share about my parents. So I spent a lot of my time till plus two, till 18 years with my parents, where I spend a lot of my time, free time with my parents in agriculture fields to help them in cultivating and planting the seeds in the fields. So there are a lot of things I learned from my parents, but I will share a few of things. One is the hard work. We all know the agriculture itself is the hard work. They have put all their efforts in the agricultures to make money to give better, bright future for their kids. Then I embrace that hard work will give you the results in the future. One day, not to, even if not today, that will give you the results in the future. And the second one is the resilience and the consistency. So for every crop, they had to wait for 4 to 6 months, but we don't know. It all depends on the nature.
Wow.
After 6 months, at the time of harvesting, we don't know the prediction for rain, how the rain will come. So I experienced many times at the time of harvesting the crop, rain comes with stones, and we lost the crop. But even still, they didn't give up, and they do the same thing the next day for the next crop. So that's how I learned the consistency to not give up if you want something in your life. And the one more thing my father always used to say that don't forget single step that really help you in growing your career. And also don't forget the roots where you come from. That will give you humbleness to stay grounded. So these are two key things still with me, and I will bring those two things to end of my life.
Incredible. That is such a beautiful share and such a testament and an acknowledgement of your parents' hard work and their instilling of their great values in you, truly. An absolute treat. And I'm so glad I got to ask the question. I said, oh, there's more to the story I want to hear. And I love that even the piece, there's it's almost playful, the metaphor of stay grounded, but grounded in the crops.
Yes.
And I think that's beautiful. Like literally from an agricultural background, it's like stay grounded, stay connected to the land you're from the earth you're from the stories, from the hard work. And what I like about this story too is you can work so hard in this life, whether you're working in startup, whether you're working in corporate, whether you're working in tech, whether you're working in the crops. There is no guaranteed results.
Correct.
Life happens. And if you let that discourage you, it's going to be a long road ahead. But if you stay committed to doing the work, regardless of the result, no matter what, day in and day out, eventually you will reap what you sow.
Yeah, from that I learned one more lesson is that don't focus on the results. Just
Mm,
focus on giving your 100% in the process.
yeah,
The results will fall in.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be really curious to know also, throughout, I don't know why this question's coming to me now, but what were throughout your journey and your career some things that you're thinking, if it wasn't for those people, those resources, those experiences, I wouldn't be where I am today?
Yeah, I would say I had to thank my uncle, who is my mother's brother, who is only the educated person in my family, who
Wow.
became a teacher. So he motivated me to take this master's in computer applications. That's where my real journey starts into IT world, I can say. And then I learned a lot of things from my managers, my mentors in my startup career. So where I learned so many things, even I don't have knowledge on how to best use the Excel itself. So I learned so many things from them, and that gave me the a roadmap to become IT professional in data world.
Absolutely. I'd be curious to know, if someone were to enter IT today and they're very new to their career, it's the fresh start. What would you suggest them to focus on first?
Uh, I would suggest if anybody want to come into data and AI analytical space, the first thing I would give is simple: focus on fundamentals and basics that builds your base for your career. Whether it may be you come into IT or business, everywhere, but building the fundamentals,
Mm,
strong fundamentals. The technology will change day by day over the years, but if you have that fundamentals like understanding the problem, giving the innovative solutions to the problem, leadership quality, and storytelling, networking, communication. These are all the fundamentals for your career. The technology you can adapt it anyway. And the second one is don't fear to change.
Mm,
Or and you should be always learning mindset. You have to be curious to know the new technologies like AI skills, new projects, talk to new people, follow the people who are already there in your career or
yeah,
in your fields, and find out the strategies what they applied.
absolutely.
So this will help you give the confidence to handle the real world problems. And I would say don't rat race and don't compare with others.
Mm,
So give your 100% and try to reflect, reframe yourself to transform into next level of your career. So I would give these three suggestions for anybody who want to come into data and AI analytics space.
absolutely. And I'd even say almost any single industry. Like those pieces of feedback have been so helpful no matter what industry one is in to really apply themselves to the highest degree and put all odds in their favor of success truly.
Yeah.
Speaking of data and AI and the change in the world, I'm so curious to get your perspective on how are you seeing the effect of AI on this world and the industry?
Wonderful question, Dunya. And this is a current trending topic for everyone's life and every industry. How the impact of AI in each life. So when you asked this question, it reminded me my childhood days again. So where I noticed to cultivate around 5 acres of land took 3 to 5 people with the help of bulls and buffaloes pulling the plow. But after few days or few years, revolutionary machinery came into agriculture fields. But suddenly, with the help of that machinery, one person, single person can cultivate 20 to 30 acres of land at the same time. The initial days, everyone, daily wages, farmers, scared about how this will impact their livelihood and how that will replace their manpower. But reality is that they embraced it later days, and they noticed that it not just replacing the manpower, it multiplies the productivity and it enables the farmers more productive and increase the food supply, and it gives the new opportunities in the agriculture ecosystem. So in the same way, yes, AI will replace some of the tasks, repeatable, routine work, and roles. But at the same time, it will create the new opportunities, new kind of roles for those who are innovative, critical thinking, and adaptive, and try to understand the business problems and give the solutions in a quicker way by embracing the new technologies and try to understand and usage of AI. So that's where I can see that it will really help
Yeah.
you in doing your work,
Mm.
scale up your impact. But for those who are not willing to adapt, learn, leverage this AI, I'm sure that will replace those kind of roles.
And you know what comes to mind as you share this, Ravan, and it's a quote that I'm going to adapt to this conversation. It's if you believe you will lose your job because of AI, you're right. And if you believe it's going to open up more opportunities because of AI, you're right. So what you believe is going to come true no matter where you stand on this perspective. And I think I couldn't stop thinking of that as you were sharing. I was like, wow, this is wild. And in all of the PLA podcast episodes, I've never thought of it this way. So thank you. You're bringing such a different insight, truly.
Yeah, but the thing is how as individuals or organizations are ready to be fast enough to adapt this
Yeah.
new kind of AI era. So That is very important to adapt this AI as quickly as possible into your life, whether it may be your personal space or professional space, but it will impact anyway.
Absolutely. And it touches on one of the key lessons that you shared earlier, which was, the faster you can learn, the sooner you can adapt, the sooner you can be successful truly. And not
Yeah.
being afraid of making mistakes in the process, which so many of us are.
Yes, many people in my initial days also I was afraid of change, afraid of taking the risks to learn new technologies, changing the industries. I was hesitated because of comfortness, what I knew and what I surrounded. But finally, I got to know that in order to grow in your career, you have to come out of that comfort zone.
Yeah.
Then I notice when I come out of that comfort zone, I see the real growth is. So that's where we have to embrace the change as soon as possible.
I'd be curious, actually. I would love to know if you had a piece of advice for so many people listening. A lot of people are comfortable in their careers. They're thinking, you know what? I worked really hard to get to this point. I'm good. There's not much more I want to push for, but I'm not quite sure if I'm fully satisfied where I am. What would you tell these people that are in their comfort zone at this stage of their career and are not quite sure what to do about it?
Yeah, I can give you my own examples in my initial days. So I started with my SQL, but later there are a lot of technologies came into market, but I still scared to learn those technologies because I am okay. I am getting salary and I am doing the things. But I didn't realize till few years that the technology is going rapidly outside. So that's where I realized, but it's not too late. I wake up and I embrace the change and I put myself into uncomfortable zone and I make myself into transformative to the adapt to the technology. So that is one of the example, but everybody, if you are okay right now, but you are not okay in the future because of this competitive world, which is growing rapidly, changing rapidly. That's where you have to embrace the change quickly to compete with the industries, with the world right now.
Amazing. I think, yeah, you have such a good point is we have to adapt. Change is constant. It's a good part of the journey throughout. And there's a lot of change actually happening on an exponential level and at an exponential rate, really, is what I should be saying. And so if people aren't adapting and learning to stay ahead of the game, they're quickly going to fall behind and they may not be so comfortable in the end.
Yeah, correct.
That comfort zone may disappear naturally.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so curious, Sravan. What excites you about the future, personally or professionally, that you're still looking forward to? Truly.
Yeah, so I would love to myself as a data leader in the space of analytics and AI, but not only for the titles, but I would like to impact the industry and I will create the influence by giving whatever I learned from the industry, from the leaders, from my mentors. I would love to give back to the society by knowledge sharing, by mentoring to the new aspirants.
Incredible.
And I would love to hear myself as someone who lifted in the path, in the along way, the path. So that was the recognition I want, and I'm sure I will create that kind of space for others to lift in my uh, journey.
That's amazing. I feel like this is the true joy of life to be able to pass on our experience, our knowledge, our wisdom to those that come after us or those that aspire to walk in our footsteps and even to grow our vision even grander than we could have ever imagined along our journey here on earth.
Absolutely.
Amazing. I'm curious, we're on the PLA podcast. We've gone to connect thanks to PLA, truly. I'd love to know what has been the biggest insight or growth that you've gone from being part of this community in the last, let's just say, 6 months.
Yeah, it's a thoughtful question. Over the past, I think, 10 months, I have had a privilege to part of this PLA wonderful family, which gave me lot of leaders, lot of mentors, and the important thing is the proximity with all like-minded people, growth, and top 1% crazy leaders who push, share each other, and grow together. And not only for the proximity, we have world-class mentors. They teach, they guide, they help in all aspects of life, not only your career, technology, whether it may be your life, whether it may be your relation, whether it may be networking, communication, health, wealth, every aspect of life, they are there. They will guide you, they will direct it, and it's very transformative for me in both my personal and professional life. I am so glad and I'm so grateful for this PLA and all PLA family.
Oh, Sravan, what an incredible, incredible testimony. Truly, I felt emotional. I felt so touched just listening to you. And, I always say it's like PLA is like a gold mine. But if you are not willing to do the hard work and dig, the gold will sit encrusted in the rock, waiting for the right person. But you are truly someone who has been so committed to doing the work, going first, being imperfect, and keep showing up and trying your absolute best. And this is why you're getting so much value out of it, truly. And so it's a testament to your dedication. So just wanted to thank you of really embodying the work and making the most out of an opportunity like this one.
Yeah, Dunya. So even you have the right now in the real world, you have a lot of content online, so you can grab it. But the real challenge is that missing some guidance, direction, what to choose, how to work to reach the goals very quickly. That
It's
is the beauty of PLA, that will give you all the directions how you want to reach your goal. That is not only that, the PLA will discover what is the your unique quality, who you are, what are your strengths, how you can refine those strengths to transform yourself into next level in your ladder. So that is the main thing for me to embrace. And but finally, they will give you the direction, but you have to drive your life, take actions towards reach your goals.
Absolutely. Wow. So well said. Yeah. Those that are truly willing to be courageous and invest in themselves and take this opportunity seriously will 10x their speed and efficiency to their goals. That's for sure, especially with the support of this community. Oh, thank you
Yeah.
so much, Sravan. Truly, what a testimony. Truly. I wanted to gently put this out there in case someone is curious, like, what is PLA? We're hearing this incredible testimony and they're curious about it. I'm going to put a quick QR code on the screen. This is when the next free training is. There's a ton of value supplied there. You will get to know the coaches, the members. It's an absolute gift, really, to be able to share this. So I just want to put that on the screen. Take a little photo with your camera and allow it to take you to the URL and get registered for that next free training if you're curious about it. So just want to, touch base with you, Sravan, as we close up this beautiful podcast. Truly, thank you so much for your experience and your insights. I'm sure a ton of people are going to get a tremendous amount of value from everything you've shared today.
Thank you so much, Dunya, again for giving me the opportunity to share my journey. I hope it helps and inspires many individuals who really aspiring into new to technology. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's been an absolute treat to have you on here. So thank you, everyone, for joining for another PLA podcast episode. And we will see you next time. Have a nice day, everyone.